Well, actually, I think I hope that I can offer you this general schedule as a principle for, well, clinical intervention, but you can also use it as a scheme for clinical research. And when you start with a research question focused on an intervention, yeah, then the first questions is what are needs, what problems had to be solved, yeah, and we address the need of the parents, the need of the child, and you can have also professional determined needs, yeah. But the needs should be on the level of activities and participation. We are very focused on body function, yeah. And you're trained, you're skilled on the level of body function, but the body function problem, like balance, reflects, if it's a problem, it reflects on specific activities. Yeah? So don't stay on the level of body functions, but move to the level of activities and participation for what are the consequences of this impairment of body function. Yeah? So the spasticity itself is never something to address. No, the consequences of the spasticity on the level of the activities of participation. Yeah? And that's the same with pain and now all those functions. So let's look at the consequences of an impairment of body function on the level of activities and participation. Well, when you, and as we have presented today, are you really interested in needs? Then you need to use a specific technique for interrogation to find out what's the key problem. Yeah? When you don't do so, then you address your intervention to something what's not really a need of the parent or the patient. And that will influence the results of your intervention. Yeah? Okay. Then you have always your assessment for when you want to have an intervention. You have specific requirements always, to some extent. And together with the results of your assessment and the needs, you can come to a treatment goal. Yeah? And when I look to the ITB study, well, they used the goal attainment scaling to find out what were the problems for the patient. The assessment was on the level of body function to the dystonic and hyperkinetic movements, to spasticity and range of motion. But the treatment goals came from the goal attainment scaling, and they were on a level of participation and activities, and some were perhaps on a level of body function, like pain and comfort with sitting. The treatment options we have are mainly focused on the body function. So in a study, you can define your primary aim is, for instance, improve walking speed. Walking speed is on activity level. And you can be precise with up to 4 meters per second. And Uh, oh yeah, and the activity, no, I lost my idea. The treatment, oh yeah, and the intervention could be, the secondary aim could be training of condition and sprint power, yeah? And your hypothesis is that when you train the condition and sprint power, then the walking speed in, for instance, in playing tennis could improve, yeah? So in your treatment goals, there's always the treatment options are mainly on the level of body function. And balance training is also a treatment option on the level of body function, yeah? But it's not the main goal, yeah? Okay, well, in your intervention, you have mostly treatment options, so, and in research you choose for a specific treatment option, and if possible you can also compare it with a traditional treatment option. Be cautious with the use of usual care. For usual care is mostly a very heterogenic black box if you don't measure what they actually are doing. Yeah? And that can be a confounder in your results. For in intervention, the difference between intervention A and B is very important. For when they are very similar, then you don't find any effect. Yeah? So usual care had to be defined also. What does usual care means? And then you can look to the difference between your intervention and what they are used to do. So that's the treatment. In the treatment plan you make the choices, and then you get finally your treatment and the evaluation. And the evaluation should be also on the level of participation, activities, and body function. And the evaluation on the level of body function makes it possible to get ideas about the working mechanism of your intervention. In the ITB study, it was amazing that with the intrathecal baclofen therapy, the measurement of the dystonia didn't show a reduction of dystonia in the ITB group. It was a significant difference with the placebo group, but that was because of the dystonia in the placebo group increased. Yeah. So that gives you thoughts about what's happening. Yeah? You can say the main goal that they achieved their goal assessment, the goal attainment scale goals, that's the most important part, but you also want to understand how it comes that your intervention is effective. Yeah? So that's why you have to evaluate on all these three levels. And as we stated before, in clinical research, you have to work with the clients and with the parents. And it's very wise to involve already for the setup of your research, the clients and the parents, to make the plan together. For we are professionals, and we have not really a clue about what it means to have a disease by yourself or to be parent of a disabled child. Yeah. We work with them, but actually sometimes to the orthopedic surgeon who always likes cast for the hips, I said, well, I propose at first that you take such a child a week at your home, and then we talk again. Mostly they say no, and then I say, okay, no cast. Yeah. For what something really means when you have it at home, that's totally different. And in planning research of intervention proposals, that's very useful to use the experience of parents when they are available, or you start with a trial as presented, but then it's very good to look, can we use parents also really to change the concept of your treatment. So especially for clinical research, I think those information in the whole process of this schedule is very important and helpful. And you have it makes the chance that your intervention, your research is successful much bigger. The parent and the client is a partner, it's not a counterparty. Yeah? Okay, so that's our main message, I think, from today. Think in the ICF levels. I noticed that you're not really familiar to think on these levels, but please think on the ICF levels and think about this schedule and formulate your aims for research on the level of activities and participation. Even when your intervention is focusing on an aspect of body function. Yeah? But you must also think what are the consequences of that impairment for daily life. Yeah? Okay, I hope we have brainwashed you. Okay, thank you.